funny.
But we like pull it off okay.
Yeah. On camera it looks good, but behind the scenes it's ratchet as hell.
You get friends that are poor.
There we go.
And they're like, but they don't seem poor. Cause like they got.
Yeah, me. Myself, actually.
And you're like, but you're poor. I feel like we look clean, but if y'all knew behind the scenes, we're going live, baby. We live, baby. We live, everybody. What's going on? I think this is 54. 54. November the 3rd. We're recording this.
November the
That's
3rd.
crazy, bro. What?
Yeah.
And we're mad because it feels like November the 3rd outside, finally.
Well, I don't know where. It definitely creeped up on us because fall felt like summer for way too long.
Yeah.
And it was like actually way warmer than it was supposed to be. And then out of nowhere, it was cool until it wasn't.
Right.
And now it's freezing.
It just went from like literally 0 to 100, but like maybe like 100 to 0.
Yeah.
Because now we out here freezing, we cold.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we talk about being cold here, everyone's like,
Shut up.
shut the fuck up. Like, this is what we do here, by the way.
We're
We're like,
shut up.
who cares?
Like,
We're cold over here. Hey, welcome to the Uncensored podcast. In case you're new to this, I feel like we always got to give you the fair warning. This is not the radio show.
Right.
Okay? So what's our Uncensored podcast all about? We got 54 episodes to catch up on, people.
I always say it's like the close friends feature on Instagram. So, you post stuff on your story and then you post stuff on close friends that you only want certain people to see. And I think that's what our Uncensored podcast is.
And like we warned you last week, if you're sensitive, this is not the show for you, man. It's just not the show. If you are a competing spice with Old Bay,
That's unnecessary shade that you're throwing, and then you
Bro,
wonder why people come after
Wednesdays. Oh, hi YouTube, by the way, too. In case you don't, if you want to watch this show live, Tiny T is on with us. Rosa, what up?
you. Hey.
And everybody else, how you doing? You can come watch. You can come watch the show too, live every Wednesday. We're running late today, but typically around 11-ish Wednesday mornings, East Coast time. I don't know what the deal is. Wednesdays is like the shade. It's like people start losing their damn minds.
Which I totally get. Like Wednesdays on
Do you?
on our text line, people get way more feistier than they would like before, like on a Monday or on a Friday. Everyone is the nicest on Fridays because everyone's
Always.
like, "Have a good weekend."
Yeah, love you guys.
And Monday's like, "Hey, happy Monday."
Missed you.
Tuesday, everyone's tired as hell.
Right.
Wednesday, people are like, "You know what? Fuck you."
Basically.
They're like, "You know what my
Wednesdays-
biggest pet peeve is?" I'm like, "What?"
Like we didn't ask. Like we literally didn't ask you anything. And listen,
Yeah.
I try not. I want to make this show, the radio show, seem like super inclusive. But sometimes people just make it so fucking hard for me to do that. So let me just give you 3 examples of what happened today that I noticed, because I noticed all of them. That's the only ones I personally will respond to.
Completely unnecessary, but go ahead.
Are people that are being annoying. Okay, annoying person number 1 was we asked why we call it the Baltimore top 3 if we're doing a Britney Spears story. I'm like,
Yeah, in the Baltimore, if you don't listen to the radio show, the Baltimore top 3 is just top 3 stories that are trending, like, around the
city.
world and in the city.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Britney Spears is pretty trending. And I mean, but also I was just like, what are you talking about?
it was wild, right?
Yeah.
So the next one, okay, so we played Genuine Pony, which is, you guys know Pony,
yeah,
right?
you already know what it is. And someone was like, "Guess Mix can't be played on the school bus anymore. It's been fun."
Yeah, like been fun. I'm out. Like
yeah.
I just know you're if we're not like your
Mix is literally a mixing pot of current and old music. It's a mixture of things. I was like, this song, whatever.
I mean, it's a lot, but like,
but
shut
it's
up.
not though.
Like, you
But
think
it's
kids on the school
not.
bus aren't fucking already?
Shut
Yes, they are.
up.
Every kid on every school bus in America.
No, it's like one word TikTok. Like, I mean, Pony
They know.
isn't the worst thing on the planet, and
This-
it's a jam.
It's
We're
a
not.
vibe.
Yeah, it's not like we could play WAP, but we're
Sure,
not.
right.
And there's nothing wrong with
y'all,
WAP.
yeah, y'all, I guarantee you, you're playing wet ass. I can want to say the word of the podcast. With no problem.
But also, it's not a big deal. Like, just
Like,
it's
okay.
not.
Here's the craziest
It
one we've
was-
had in a
yeah,
while, though.
this
Okay,
was-
pull up the text line real quick, please.
This is bad.
Because not only did it go, it was a phone call and text message. I wish I would have recorded that phone call.
Oh, wow.
So we do this bit on the show called To Bay or Not to Bay, because everyone in Maryland loves Old Bay the spice, right? So what we do is we take foods and we just put Old Bay on them and tell people if it's good or not.
Yeah, and Old Bay is a Maryland thing. Like, everybody
it's
loves
like,
it.
It's it, right? And
we love it.
Couldn't be a more harmless bit. Like,
Yeah.
it could not be offensive. Like nothing. There's nothing. And like, if you don't live in Maryland, you may not understand it, but it's like
It's just
beloved.
a taste. It's literally just a taste test. But that's it.
Let me put it this way. It'd be like in San Diego. So I know we have a lot of San Diego listeners too. It'd be like Tapatio or something like that. But like, I don't think Tapatio is actually from San Diego. But imagine like the love of Tapatio, but from San Diego. And like, that's like the passion of Old Bay in Maryland, in case you don't live here, right? So like, how could anyone complain over an Old Bay taste test segment, right?
Yeah.
So right after we do it, we get this call from this guy. I'm sure he meant well.
No, he did. He just worked for a different spice company, and he basically was saying like Old Bay is a lie, and everywhere you get crabs, it's not even Old Bay, it's actually J.O. Spice, and they're stealing our shit, and like, why don't you guys actually do something for like a local instead of feeding more, shit into this like $1 billion company, all this kind of stuff, and was just like angry with us. And
literally asked for a retraction. Man said, "Can we get a retraction on that?" And I'm like,
he's like, "You need to change the segment now." And I was like, "Sir, I see you and I hear you, but like out of everyone that you could be mad at, like we're not the ones.
Not the ones. Not today.
But who cares though? Honestly, it doesn't matter.
But I'll tell you honestly what
it doesn't bother me.
No, nothing bothers Jess unless her name is a little bit tinier than my name on a logo.
Oh, yo, listen, please, we gotta show this shit. We gotta show this shit.
Okay, let me see if I can pull it up.
No, mind you, I'm not even upset. Like if I was upset, I think you would know. But I see this shit yesterday. I see this email because we are planning on giving some Christmas gifts to people in the building.
Which, by the way, if you work for us, turn it off now because
these are actually really fucking cute.
This is your Christmas present. So
so pause it, and then if you just, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
I'm gonna say it. So we are getting. Speaking of Old Bay,
yeah, that's a great transition.
Yeah. So if you're watching the YouTube show, I'm just gonna show you. If you're not, and if you're listening to the podcast, you can Google a picture of the Old Bay seasoning can. And basically, we're turning the Old Bay seasoning logo into a Kramer and Jess logo.
Because, again, beloved. Now, I know that J.O. Spice is going to have a friggin' problem with it. They're going to want to do that.
It's super, super cute.
I'm going to see if I can get it up on the actual logo. Give me a second, but go ahead.
Because you guys need it. I want you guys to know. People need to see this shit.
Honestly, I can do this. If you're watching the YouTube show, and if not, we'll post it. We can only post it on our Insta story. We'll just post it up there. No explanation behind it. Because we've been using this logo now for a while for to bay or not to bay before we update it to the new one.
Yeah, no, but it's tiny as fuck in this little can, right?
You can't really see it that well on here.
So what we wanted to do was we wanted to enlarge it on a hoodie and give that out. And honestly, it's the cutest thing ever.
Okay, hang on. So here, I can actually show you the actual hoodie right here on mine. So there's... If you're watching the YouTube show, if not, I know this is extremely boring.
You need to zoom in.
Okay, hang on.
Open that shit.
So now, that's the. Well, you can't really see it with the ring light, but
well, I can see your name. I can't fucking see mine. I'll tell you that for sure. So
hang on.
I get this email last night, and Kramer's like, "Yo, these are the yeah. You see how much you can see your name? You can't even see mine. My shit blends in with the fucking crab right there. You see that shit?" So Kramer sends me the email of what this sweatshirt's gonna look like, and these are the people that are getting them, whatever. And I look at it, and I'm like, "Hold up. Why the hell is the crab bigger than my name? If this logo was a person, this person would be screaming Kramer's name and whispering mine like I was some fucking secret, like I was some side piece shit. And you wanted me to blend in with the background. And I'm like, hold up, you couldn't even put my shit in bold though. You can barely see my name on that shit.
Okay, now listen. I didn't design this, right? Like we sent this off to be designed. So with that said,
yeah. But
where the hell would you like your name?
No. It's fine that it's there, but this is the thing. This isn't like a science project or an assignment. It doesn't have to be a replica of the can. I figured that our name should always be the same size. Like I get the placing and it's supposed to look like the can, but no matter what we're doing, our names should always be the same size. My shit is not in bold. It is in a smaller font, and it's so low that literally it looks like a Kramer sweatshirt, and I'm just like, hey. And me too. I said, can I please look bigger than the fucking crab, though? Like, you see, you can make out the crab and the shrimp and the chicken picture on there. You can't even tell that it says Jess on that fucking sweatshirt. And I said, okay. I see where you coming from, player. All right, noted.
Now, if you're not listening to the podcast, let the sensible person on the show describe what this looks like.
He said sensible.
The sensible
when
person
this is
on
the
the
one
show.
who literally gets in fights with strangers on the text line over the dumbest shit on the planet. Go ahead.
So I would say, as someone that did take 2 graphic design classes in college, I would say that my name is probably 15% bigger than yours. Okay, so it's not like we're not talking about like
it doesn't. We're not talking about assignments and percentages. You literally have to put on reading glasses to see my shit. You can't even see my shit because it blends in. You like the other shit is bigger than my name.
So I'm gonna have the YouTube, and because here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that Jess's ego is getting a little too big for the sweatshirt.
No, it's not the ego. It's not an ego either. I was like, because I was just like, why couldn't our names be the same size?
Okay, so listen.
Or my also in bold, so you can see my name stand out.
I did not design this. Now, with that, do you think, and we're going to ask the YouTube show, because you guys are the realest ones on here, because you're watching this live in real time. You're taking time out of your day as this is happening.
This is not an ego thing. I just looked out. I had to squint my eyes. I said, oh, fuck, where am I at?
And tell me if you think that's an issue with this logo before we print it up.
It says Kramer
and little baby Jess.
That's what I saw. That's literally the voice in my head when I looked at it. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I a whisper? Bitch, where am I? But yeah.
Hang on, one more time. Okay, so YouTube.
Kramer and Jess.
Like, is that how you read it? Or is Jess just being sensitive because her name is maybe 15% smaller? And the reason why I asked this question is because I just don't know.
That's the screenshot I'm going to put on our IG story. Put it back up. I'm going to be like this. Put it back up. I'll be like, yeah. No, but it's cool. I'm going to still wear it.
Oh, I can tell. You really have no issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody's talking on YouTube, so cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for fucking killing the bit.
What are you talking about? Maybe they're busy. Maybe they just have us on in the background and they're getting ready for work.
No, we expect you to be here and to be active participants in this show. Okay, Tom, our boss, is going to come in because he's got some feedback for our show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell no. This is a trap again. I think the two of you are trying to trap me and you want me to get canceled. And this is what you said to me and I don't believe you.
I wonder if we can actually, I can say we can...
Call him?
We can send you a link from.
So he can join in?
We can send you a link from your desk.
Hell yeah. He has a ring light and everything in there. He stay ready.
Our boss, he's got a ring light. He's got some feedback for our show that Jess is extremely apprehensive about trying.
Yeah, Kramer said this to me in a text, and I'm like, 1, you're lying. So this is how you're lying to me, and you want me to get fired. 2, there's no way that I believe that both of y'all are saying this shit.
In true Jess fashion.
I was like, you want me to get fired, don't you?
Like, she's afraid that if we go forward...
Yeah. I got that email and that text, and I was like, oh, this fool really trying to get me fired right now.
He said, do you want me on camera? Yeah. I say, we would like you on camera, too. So, desk is best. Okay. Yeah, because Jess gets like really paranoid about everything. Jess trusts nobody. In case you don't know Jess, and she's afraid. And our boss will be in a couple seconds to explain.
Well, because I've refrained so much of myself already. I'm just like I just ease my way into it.
Right.
And so when I got that text from you, I'm like, this is a joke.
Let's go through really quick some comments about the logo, and then we'll come back to Tom in a couple seconds. I just send the link, okay? Tiny T says, "Oh, poor Jess. Yes, please enlarge Jess's name."
Yeah.
Lord of mercy.
Just the same size. I'm not bigger. No, I think like I just feel like our name should always be the same size on anything that it is.
Show that can one more time though, would you?
Rosa says you got to fix it.
Show the can.
Yeah, I know, but this is not a homework assignment where you're making a replica of the pyramids. This is like just make the font. Yes, Jess's name is too small. Thank you, Lynn.
That's Lynn. Tiny T
I
said,
also would like to rep it and send. Hey, okay, Tiny T.
We're trying to get some merch. I don't know if we'll ever get it done because it's
Bro,
a whole
I'm
thing.
in the shower. See, Sam always listens.
Sam's in the shower right now.
Sam, you need to go look at this shit after you're out of the shower, and then DM us
and tell us which one you think. I don't know if I'm gonna pay to have it redesigned or not.
No, don't.
Now it's gonna be an issue. I guarantee you. Like, Jess never gonna wear it. We're just gonna throw away friggin' money.
I'm totally gonna wear it. I'm just definitely gonna wear it and then make a video about it when I receive it.
No, Jessica.
I'll be like,
what lesson did we learn?
I'll be like, can you see it or no?
What lesson have we learned?
What? Okay, Okay, apparently.
How have we never talked about this on the podcast?
I don't want to talk about it
We have
anymore.
to.
I'm not getting it.
We have to.
But apparently, Kramer and I cannot feud on TikTok because our shit will get taken down. TikTok and people were so upset that Kramer was making fun of me in my Cinderella costume, which, by the way, fuck you. Literally, his shit got taken down for harassment.
We have to. Please let's explain this story because it was really funny. Now, obviously,
to you.
People that like know us, like if you listen to the show, like
yes.
you know Jess and I, like
yes.
we just give each other shit all day long.
Yes.
It doesn't stop, right?
Yeah.
And what I have to do is I have to applaud Jess because her performance skills are pretty remarkable. Now, if you know anything about TikTok, you know it is the most like ready to hop into action group of people ever.
Yes.
Right? So I was messing around with Jess. 'Cause honestly, my IG story is kind of boring sometimes, right?
No, but can I just say, like, yes, like I still was annoyed, and I thought it was lame, and I thought you were being annoying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which is fine.
You were being annoying, and I didn't think it was funny.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
right?
fine.
So I did.
That's why we feuded. It was like an actual feud.
Right, but not of like.
No, but not like.
It was of like 2% importance,
yeah.
not epic proportions.
Not
right?
that I was not expecting the video to get over 6,000 views and for it to get taken down on TikTok.
Okay, so what I do is I go on my Insta story. I'm like, oh my god, y'all, I was messing with Jess so bad today because look at this Halloween costume. And what it was, by the way,
which I was surprised that you took it any further because I was like, here this bitch fucking goes.
So what it was Jess, and when she posted it, I'm like, oh, you're a princess.
Yes, and I'm Cinderella, and he tried to say I look like a Cinderella from the Dollar Tree, and I got pissed. My parents got mad. My dad got mad. They felt hella disrespected because I was in a full-on photo shoot. I got pissed. I got pissed too, so I fucking went after him.
I make this video for my Instagram followers,
yes.
right? Which everyone that follows us knows us. They know we just give each other hell, and that's it, right? Well, Jess made, I think, a learning lesson of a mistake. It
was a reaction video because I wasn't about to have his ass
great.
Kramer carrying me on his fucking IG story.
It was great.
So I did a reaction video on TikTok.
On TikTok to it. Now,
yes.
Here's what happened: is that Jess used the absolute wrong fucking word in this.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And the word that you used was what?
All you were doing was repeating yourself, and I cut the fluffy shit out and got to the point of what you were saying. What wrong word?
What's the one word that you cannot use on the internet if people don't know how it's being used?
What?
Canceled.
Oh yeah, I was like, should we cancel him or no? And all of them were like, yes.
So Jess literally was like, okay, so to us it's all funny, right?
Yeah.
The one thing you cannot ask TikTok is if somebody should be canceled. Because if you do...
But I thought yes, because I was like, because I was like, let's get the conversation going.
But cancel to me and Jess is like, just tell this man to shut the hell up, right?
Right.
Canceled to TikTok.
Got the video removed for bullying and harassment.
So I watched the video. I'm laughing. I'm like, haha. I reposted on my Instagram. We're just going back and forth, right?
Yes.
I wake up from my nap and I've got like 100 messages on TikTok from like 12-year-olds that are like, fuck you. How dare you go after a kid? Like my TikTok's private right now because I had to turn it off. All my videos were getting comments. You racist. How dare you say she looked like she was on a quinceañera? Like I was like, wow. So then I'm like, I'm about to get canceled. Like, this is for real. I'm about to get canceled.
Yeah, on TikTok, though. You're not even on there.
I'm about to get canceled right now.
Yeah, on TikTok.
So I literally was like, I'm like commenting back. At first I think it's a joke, and then I realized very quickly they're pissed.
Yes.
They are pissed. So I just like comment back a couple of times, go to bed, wake up the next day.
The video gets taken down.
Because the video like gone viral.
Yes.
6,000 views in just like a short amount of time.
Yes.
And then the video got taken down.
That it was a lot to be up.
So just what lesson did we learn?
I'll just
leave it to our people.
I'll just get mad at you behind the scenes. I'll just leave it off the mic, I guess.
All right. Let's take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back with Tom in just a couple seconds. All right.
Is he going to be added?
Yeah, he's right here.
Yay!
Hi, Tom. I just took a Odyssey required commercial break. Did you hear that?
Yes. Well done.
Are you impressed with our skills over here?
Well done. That means I won't get any crappy emails.
Yeah,
this is our boss, Tom.
Whoa,
yeah.
Tom.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so
nobody's ever had happy TV yet. That's okay.
No, we're pumped. We're pumped that you're on.
No, you're my favorite boss I've ever had. I tell everybody that.
So, and Tom, he really is a great boss. And Tom and I were meeting yesterday. And Tom, I'm gonna give you the end of the story before we give everybody the beginning of the story. When I told Jess what we met about and the plan for the show.
I thought he was actually lying to me. I thought it was a trap. I
She
thought he was
thinks-
trying to get me fired.
She thinks you're trying to get us in trouble right now. So I wanted to bring you on today because I want you to kind of talk through your theory here and kind of give it to the podcast listeners too. Because Tom he's a great radio mind.
Yes.
And it's just is looking towards where this show can grow next, right? So Tom and I went into a meeting and we sat down yesterday. And Tom, you pitched this idea, and that idea is what?
Sure. The idea of my pitch is not really an idea so much as what I think is an evolution show. And that is for the show to be less filtered.
Tom, it sounds like you're on a dial-up.
Wait, yeah. Why does he sound so like
Is
fishbowl?
it bad?
After all this, I'll tell you what.
Come in the studio.
Well,
Yeah.
but then we'll lose the video of it. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to call you. I'll use the sound from your phone.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. So I'm going to call. Actually, just call the studio.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hang
Um,
But he's gonna stay on
and
video.
then I'll mute him on here,
Okay.
and then we'll. This is the future, baby. We're making it happen. Because then. Isn't that
I
bad?
also want I want to hear it from Tom's mouth because it was just for you to tell me what he said. I need to hear it from him personally because I don't necessarily believe you.
I know. And Jess gets nervous, and we don't need to make Jess nervous, or she'll go and make a video about me, and it'll just be.
All right, let's see if this is better.
Okay, is that better? Yeah, more or less.
What do you think? I'll talk
Oh
here.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's better.
way better.
Isn't it sad when the phone sounds better than your internet connection? Like,
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Ooh.
that's
When I
rough.
jumped on and I was backstage on the video, it was sounding weird too. So
Yeah.
we maybe do have dial-up here. It's
Yeah,
possible.
no, our internet's bad.
Here, you can only have 3 people using the internet at one time without somebody.
Otherwise, it crashes.
somebody getting kicked off. So,
It's
is your
what it
ring
seems
light on
like.
right now? Is your ring light on?
Yes.
I feel
Good.
like we got to get him a better ring light. It's not really.
Hang on.
lit.
Wait,
I
can you
see.
leave him alone and let
Oh,
this man live,
Don't
please?
get all judgy.
All right.
Here.
Yeah.
All right.
Better?
So Tom,
Yes.
what I was telling Kramer
brother.
is I want to hear what you said from you personally because I don't believe it when he says Tom told me that you said this. I'd rather hear it from you.
Because what I said
Sure.
to Jess is I said Tom wants us to get rid of the filter or something like that. Be less filtered on the show.
But
Now,
you said Tom wants you to be like
Did I
you were
say
saying
you?
it to me.
Oh, I think I meant we. But anyway, let's
See,
go ahead.
exactly. See,
this
you
is why-
see the mix-up shit he
This
does.
is why. This is why.
Oh
Okay.
hell no! This is exactly why.
He said me be the same, but you'd be wild and say cuss words.
See,
Tom, explain to Jess your idea for the next evolution of the radio show.
Well, here, first off, I have to say this. You know, when we made the change on the morning show and I brought you guys here, we always made an effort to cultivate and welcome in people who were fans of a previous show.
Right.
And we knew that we had to do that carefully because, you know, look, my job is to get more ratings for the radio station, and that's something I'm always concerned about. So we knew that we kind of had to play it safe a little bit.
And
with-
honestly, like
with
just
Kramer.
ease.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of saying ease our way in.
transparency wise, like we're doing okay. Like we've definitely grown, but we're not where none of us would be happy if we were to stop today when it comes to the ratings
Correct.
growth, right? But we're not far, but we're just not great.
We're
right
all,
now.
but we're also like. I also think that we're doing pretty amazing for the circumstances that we've been given.
I would
That
say
is true.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know?
and where we're at with the show right now, we are ahead of where we were before.
so.
And to Kramer's point that we want to continue growing.
Yeah.
Where we're
Yes.
at is we're okay where we're at, but we want to continue growing the show.
right.
It's
right,
my
right.
job to do that. It's your job to continue continue doing that. But what I said to Kramer yesterday is I feel like the next evolution of the Kramer and Jess show is less filtered. And I want to hear things that are maybe a little bit more racy. I want to hear things that would not make me comfortable. Like, if you make me a little uncomfortable, that's okay. And Jess, one of the things you said yesterday, there was a break. I forget what the break was, but there was something that you said. I'm like, bam, that's what I want to hear more of.
Oh, when I call
And-
someone a prick.
Yeah, you called him a prick, and I'm like, that's good. Like, I want that. I want that to be. I want that to be kind of more common. Not calling people pricks all the time, but I want
Yeah.
a little less of a filter because you know what? When you say stuff like that, you are saying things that our entire audience is thinking,
Yeah.
and it's your job as on-air people to be the voice for our listeners and to connect with them on their level. And there are things that this radio station and/or the morning show previously just didn't venture into. They were uncomfortable doing. And to be fair, that was sort of the whole mentality on the station before I got here.
Yeah.
And, we've talked about, I'm sure you've talked about Priestley here on the podcast. We've talked about him on the air before. And there was a point he came to me 3 weeks ago probably, and he said, my daughter has a boyfriend. And his daughter is 13, 14. And I said, I want to hear about it. Well, he had a caller who called in and just said, Priestley, here's what you need to be worried about. And they had a conversation about how to talk to your daughter about sex.
Oh,
and
no.
he put it on the air, and then he came to me and he said, is that okay? I said, absolutely, it's okay, because literally everybody in our audience has either had that conversation or will have that conversation, and it's our job to relate to them on that level.
Yeah.
So as it relates to the morning show and relates to you and Kramer, again, like we said before, we made a concerted effort to, to kind of tiptoe in and to not be too racy. And the show has been on long enough. The ratings have built well enough. There's momentum. By the way, this is like your 7th up month in a row with your audience, so there's a lot of momentum here, okay?
Right.
Now's the opportunity for us to expand the show and make it appeal to a broader audience by being less filtered and more real. And, when things pop in your mind, Jess, like that guy's a prick, and you say it, that's okay. And that's the kind of mentality I want us to take on the show.
So, Tom... Let me.
I don't know.
While we got you here, I'm glad you bring this up, because people that listen to this podcast probably listen to my previous radio show in California, and I did keep it quite real. Quite real, I would say. Jessica, would you say that show was kept almost too real at times?
I don't know what you want to call it. And
I am no longer with that with that radio station anymore. So we
which I'm happy about, by the way.
Yes, I mean, no, it all worked out. But with that said, I think we as radio people get a little nervous when the company comes to us and they say, "Hey, take the filter off, pull it back. Let's give us a look behind the curtain," and then only to give you a look behind these demented two minds, and then all of a sudden, we're packing our bags heading to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jess, it's our next stop. Tulsa.
I mean, I've heard Tulsa's a pretty cool town.
It's supposed to be all right, yeah.
No.
Not terrible, but like that's what I'm afraid of. Like that's what I'm afraid of is because I do feel like you obviously get a different version of us on the podcast and on the radio show. Would you agree with that, Jess?
Oh yeah.
So where is the safe place between these two to where like you feel like the show should be? Like what kind of things should we be saying or talking about that we're not necessarily already doing?
Look at you looking for bullet points and clarification.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a moving target. And part of the reason that I had the conversation with you and having this with Chad.
At one point you will get shot.
We will get shot.
I will take that bullet for you. But it is a moving target because depending on what you're talking about, sometimes that filter line can change.
Yeah.
But the reason I had the conversation with Kramer yesterday, I can't really go into some of the rating stuff and the reason behind it, but part of the reason I had that conversation with Kramer yesterday is one of the absolute leading shows for women in this market is a lot more
edgier,
a lot more racy.
It's
a lot more edge. And I'm not saying that we go all that far.
No.
I'm not saying that we get to the point that you guys do on the podcast. Clearly, there are things you talk about on the podcast we can't talk about on the radio.
Yeah, like nipples, Kramer. And I think for me, I want that to be. I want it to be like a process. I don't want it to just be like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Tom, here we go.
Kramer did bring up his nipples, and he showed them to me. It was awkward.
In the meeting, I'm like, what do you think about these, Tom?
I also have one more question for Tom too.
Yes.
So, Tom, is there anything that you see from Kramer and myself behind the scenes, and that you notice about us that you would like us to bring to the air, that you think that we like kind of hold back?
Good question.
I think that how can I phrase this properly? I think the conversations that we had a year ago when the show was new and we were making that transition still color some of your decisions today, and that's okay. But it's also time for us to take some of those filters off. And again, I go back to it's tough to quantify that. Like I can't put that into bullet points. I can't say do this and not do this because it depends on the content, content.
But anything in our lives you feel like people, because you know us pretty well, anything you feel like the listeners of the radio show aren't getting that's like us in real life?
I don't necessarily feel that way. I don't think that you are keeping things, like in a broad sense, I don't feel like you're keeping things from the audience.
Okay.
I do think that there is interaction or content from our audience, whether it's phone calls, texts, or things like that, that maybe in the past you've gone, I don't know if we can really share that. I don't know if we can put that on the air.
Okay.
I want you to be comfortable with that.
So
some of the things that you do on the air, forgive and forget. There have been a couple of times with forgive and forget. Like there's a lot of conflict there, and you guys do a good job of kind of trying to keep our audience, I guess, in check is the right word.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you do a little less of that, because look, there's a lot of potential drama there with the people who call in and or want to be part of those features.
So let them loose a little bit.
Yeah.
Let them loose a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, it's things like that. And then Jess yesterday, what I love, and I'm going to go back to that guy's being a prick comment. What I loved about that is that was truly you.
Mm-hmm.
That was you going, you know what, screw that guy. He's being a prick.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked hearing that because that indicates to me that you are growing more comfortable with the audience, with the interaction and what we have going on the show. And I want you guys to grow more comfortable kind of letting that, pulling the curtain back a little bit.
So what if I say, I don't want your daughter coming over to my house if she's wearing a brassiere?
You sound so formal.
But see, that's the kind of shit. I don't think that that's something you should say on the show.
See, so that was the whole thing. If you listen to last week's episode, that's where the whole thing got going, right?
Exactly.
Was the comment that I had made. I was trying to make a joke of
but I explained to you the difference of that and why that wasn't funny, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah. So Tom, you hear that as the program director, how does that make you feel?
Again, context.
Exactly.
As the program director, if I'm listening on the air, right now I have zero context about that. Are you telling me a story? Are you saying that to somebody? I don't have context on it, so it's tough for me to.
So what you're saying is you didn't hear it. So we'll leave it at that.
No, stop. Yeah, no, I handled it for you. Don't worry, Tom.
All right, there he goes.
I know Jess has my back, but what I did say to Kramer yesterday is that I wouldn't have this conversation with Kramer or with you, Jess, if I wasn't confident in your ability to not throw the gates wide open.
Yes. Yeah, you hear that?
Kramer knows this. There have been previous shows that I've worked with where I knew that the next morning I'd be going, oh, God, what did I do?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, the reason we wanted to bring you on is to get this documented. so in case everybody remind us, what was that day that Tom said we could just be wild? It was the 3rd of November.
He said low-key wild. This is your issue. He didn't say just be wild. He didn't say just leave the gates open. Yeah. He said ease your way.
Yeah, I like that Jess is your conscience, Kramer.
Yeah,
I like that she's the one keeping you in check.
Yeah.
That's really what's happening here.
All right, Tom, our boss, you're the best, man. Thanks for coming on.
I do love you guys.
Love you, Tom.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Tom just sounds like the boss, doesn't he? He just sounds like he's like a boss. He's like, I'm a boss.
He's all, no, I
mean?
didn't say that, Kramer. What I said was, he's like, fuck. Yeah, here we go.
And then now that's what we got to deal with.
Yeah, here we fucking go.
We've heard this story before, haven't we, Jessica? Yeah, we got your back. Don't worry. Be wild. Be creative.
That's not what he... Okay.
No, not him.
You're
not him.
No, I know, but don't... It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all.
Situation where they said, be yourself.
And now you know, too. You can't just, go fucking buck wild and shit. You have to kind of, ease your way into it. Can't be all insane.
Can't wait. I feel like we're doing a better job at it. I feel like we're starting to because here's the thing. Here's my thing. We came in super soft, and I think we did. And we even had meetings about this. On purpose. Remember, I was like, I'm bored as hell here because I'm just like.
But on purpose, though, because people were already mad.
Yeah. But I feel like we're starting. I feel like at this point, they're either gonna fuck with us or they're not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We've been here for a year now. You're gonna ride with us or you're not. And if you're not, okay, that's fine. It is what it is.
And the relationships we have right now are very strong.
They're good.
Yeah, which I'm thankful for.
Mike says, podcast unfiltered minus the cuss words.
Kinda.
For example,
only a little.
Could I have brought the J.O. Spice guy on today and tell him to go F himself?
No. No.
Why?
No.
That's my real thoughts.
I know, but see, that's just mean. That's mean.
But I'm mean.
But I know you are.
That's the problem. Everyone thinks I'm nice. They're like, oh, you got a podcast with your mom.
No,
You're so
nobody
sweet. I'm
thinks
like,
you're
I'm
nice, player.
mean.
Nobody thinks you're nice, player. People think your mom is nice. People think your mom is nice. That's funny.
All right, everybody. That's it, baby. Number 54 in the can. I think it's 54. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you so much. Jess, how they find you?
At Just Do It, JESSDUITT on IG, and you can listen to my podcast, Low Key.
Mike says that we should play back the Legend of Garage Boy episode on the air.
On the air. No, Mike.
Nah.
No.
I don't even know. Well, no, we say it on. Did we say it on the air? You say you hooked up in the garage, right?
We just always,
Did we push the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm that guy Kramer on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. We love you guys. No matter if your family owes a spice company or what.
This is the
No, I do.
problem. Let it go.
I know.
Love you guys.
See you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.